Okay, we're going to jump right in with a pretty powerful, maybe even a kind of jarring idea. For you to truly grow, a part of who you are right now has to die. This whole explainer is about that exact journey of transformation, how ending your old self is actually the only way to begin as the new you.
And this quote it gets right to the heart of it, doesn't it? See, real growth isn't just about, adding a new skill or a habit. It's a complete evolution. The goal is to look back in a year, or maybe 5 years, and barely even recognize the person you used to be. That's the whole point, transformation.
So the big question is, how do you actually do that? I know it sounds super dramatic, but it's a real, tangible process. We're going to break down that exact journey, starting with what is absolutely the most important step you can take, just making the decision to change.
All right, so where does a transformation like this even start? Well, it starts with what we're calling the end of you. Now hang on, this isn't a negative thing. It's about making a conscious choice to close a chapter, to finally let go of the identity you've been clinging to for so long.
And here it is, the core problem. So often, we know what we need to do, but we just stay stuck. And the reason? It's comfort. We get so attached to our old stories, our old habits, and our self-image, even when those are the very chains holding us back from who we could be.
This slide just lays out the choice so clearly, right? On one side, you've got the old you, stuck in the past, always hesitating, trapped. And on the other side, the new you, someone who's pursuing what's right, who's evolving, who's actively building a new self. The transformation is literally just choosing to pivot from that first column to the second.
And really, it all boils down to this single, powerful choice. We can keep telling ourselves, one day I'll change, one day I'll start that thing. Or we can decide that today is day one. That power is entirely in your hands.
Okay, so you've made the choice. You're ready. But as we all know, the path of transformation is never, ever easy. So this next section explores a really counterintuitive idea, that the struggle you're about to face isn't just necessary, it's actually a gift.
This means we have to completely reframe how we think about difficulty. Instead of seeing pressure or stress as a sign to stop, what if it was proof that you're on the right track? That feeling of resistance, it just means you're pushing past your comfort zone, and that is exactly where the growth happens. Now, this concept is absolutely key. Look, life is going to throw unchosen suffering your way. It's inevitable. Loss, failure, hardship. The way you prepare for that is with chosen suffering. It's willingly doing the hard things, waking up early, having that tough conversation, pushing through one more rep. That's how you build the strength you're going to need later. And this is so important. It explains why setbacks are not the end of the road. Sometimes getting what you want too soon would have actually destroyed you. So a delay isn't a denial, it's development. The process itself is getting you ready for the moment you can actually handle what you're working for. So we've decided to change. We've learned to embrace the struggle. But what's next? How do we actually go from theory to practice and start forging this new self piece by piece? Self-confidence isn't some kind of magical quality you're born with. It's just self-trust. And you build it the same way you build a reputation with anyone else. You keep your word. Start tiny. Promise yourself you'll drink a glass of water when you wake up. Then do it. You just keep stacking those kept promises and you create this mountain of evidence that proves you can rely on yourself. This right here, this might be the single most transformative question you can ever ask yourself. It shifts your focus away from what do I need to do and toward who do I need to be. It forces you to take a hard look at your current identity and ask what traits, what beliefs, what habits do I need to let go of and which ones do I need to adopt? And this all leads to a fundamental realization. You have to stop looking for external solutions. Stop waiting for a savior. The challenges might seem like they're outside of you, a tough job, a difficult economy, but the tools to overcome them, they're always internal. The strength, the resilience, the creativity, it's all in there already. So what does it actually look like to live as this new, evolved you? Well, it's really important to understand that this isn't about reaching some finish line. Transformation isn't an endpoint. It's a totally new, continuous way of being. It's an infinite journey.
And this is a vital piece of wisdom you've got to hear. As you change and as you grow, not everyone is going to get it. Some people might even get uncomfortable with the new you. So for a long time, you might have to be your own biggest cheerleader, your only source of validation. That one single clap in the auditorium, it's got to be your own.
And hey, to put your entire journey into perspective, just look at this number. The statistical probability of you even existing is basically 0. You being here, right now, is a miracle. So to not pursue the best version of yourself, to not embrace your unique path, that's like wasting a winning lottery ticket of cosmic proportions.
Ultimately, this new self just operates with a completely different mindset. It's the difference between a finite game and an infinite game. The finite player sees a world of winners and losers. Their goal is just to be better than everyone else. But the infinite player, they know life isn't a zero-sum game. Their goal is way bigger, to contribute, to have an impact, and to keep the game going for everyone.
And that brings us right to the final, most critical question. At the end of the day, everything that happens is processed in your mind. It is your game to play. So are you playing offensively, actively going after your goals and creating the life you want? Or are you playing defensively, just trying to avoid failure, trying to avoid criticism? How are you playing your game?